President Biden goes to Europe. We go to a roadside rally, and breaking our laws is worthy of making you a millionaire if you're an illegal alien. All this and more tonight on Embers of Liberty.
Welcome to Embers of Liberty.
Our country is strong. A great people has been moved to defend a great nation. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
Inherently and historically oppose the secret society.
We, as Americans, have the capacity now, as we've had in the
decided
past,
long ago
to do whatever needs to be done
and unwarranted
to preserve this last and greatest bastion of freedom.
Far outweigh the dangers
In this present crisis,
justify it.
government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Welcome back to Embers of Liberty, everyone, where we spent our Friday night going, let's go, Brandon!
Indeed.
It
was
chef's kiss. So, normally I don't really get too into stuff like that, but it was definitely a good experience.
It was a damn good time.
It was a damn good time. Had some pretty good music, The Let's Go Brandon unofficial American theme song at the moment. Played a couple of times, and, Twisted Sisters, We're Not Gonna Take It, and there's some other ones, in Lee Greenwood, even, Proud to Be an American.
They played the anthem, that national anthem.
A lot of support from
the passerbys.
So it was a really good time. We feel like we got the message out pretty well. We actually ran into a man from the Ukraine on our way out. Spoke to him for a few minutes. Had some what appeared to be counter protesters at the beginning, and they just kind of vanished when the cops showed up because the man had a seizure. So, but yeah, all in all, good time. Interviewed a couple of folks, and yeah. So, other than the rally, Joe, how was the week?
It was good. Just typical week. Didn't get much work done. Things are kind of slowing down in the landscape world as far as cutting grass and such. We do have some landscape projects lined up now that we're, kind of finishing up the grass cutting for the year, but it's pretty good.
Nice. Well, I did the typical, go to work. It was my short week, so I only worked Monday through Thursday this week, and did the rally, and now we're here. And as we see, there's no Cody. Well, you guys can't see it, but we see it. There's no Cody here tonight, again.
He has some work stuff.
Yeah, one of his sales guys is a failure. But anyway, so, typical Embers of Liberty fashion. Weeks are covered. Let's talk freedom things. America! So, President Biden is in Europe. And the thing that I find the most interesting about President Biden going to Europe is that he was supposed to have a live stream meeting with the Pope when he got there. Poof, gone. They canceled the live stream abruptly. No explanation.
That's weird.
Huh. It's almost like they're trying to hide his senility. What was he doing? Was he going to sniff the Pope?
You smell like religion.
You smell like little boys. If you're Catholic, I mean, no offense by it. I just think the Catholic Church is kind of, wrong.
I wouldn't say the Catholic Church. I'd say the people running it.
Well, I mean, the people running it basically are the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
So, I've I take exception to any religion that makes man, a conduit to God. Like a man, one.
I got you.
One man. That's not how this works. That's what Jesus was, and the Pope ain't him.
Right.
So, anyway, I did find it interesting that they canceled that abruptly for no reason. On top of that, President Biden really wanted his Build Back Better and infrastructure agenda passed while he was gone. Looks like that's not happening, because that vote was supposed to take place on, Thursday and Friday. And guess what? Didn't happen. Because,
Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, Representative D. Twitch.
wanted the Build Back Better and the infrastructure plan to move together. Well, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because they can't pass them both. You know why they can't pass them both? Because they can't get the moderates in the party to actually sign off on it. And since they can't get the moderates to sign off on it, they can't get the progressives to sign off on it, because the moderates want less and the progressives want more. So
imagine that.
Why would you vote on something that you're not going to have the votes for anyway? But perhaps you should do a better job of selling it for us, according to Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, gumdrops.
Yeah. Well,
Nancy Gumdrops Pelosi.
First off, Americans don't like this bill. Period. They don't. It's 1,600 pages of shit.
I'm telling you,
nobody likes the bill.
You want to talk about Joe's Conspiracy Corner? Who has time to write 1,600 pages? Okay, like oh, we come up with this bill last week, dude. 1,600 pages. Yeah. Like there are authors that write books that are only 300 pages, 400 pages that take them a whole year.
So here's another thing. Did you hear about this Life of Linda thing?
No.
No? Okay, so this is part of their push to get the infrastructure and Build Back Better through, right? Did we share this around? Did we share
the feed?
Yeah.
I did.
Well, I did not, because I was worried about getting everything ready to go and whatnot. So
is this like actually based on a show or something?
No. This is like an article.
Here we go. White House sells Life of Linda to promote socialist agenda. This is from Breitbart.
Now, granted, I don't really agree with Breitbart on a lot of stuff because of who they employ, but
that's the only one I'm seeing though.
It's about a working mother in Illinois. Mm-hmm. She works at a local manufacturing facility, and she earns $40,000 per year.
Which
she's also pregnant, and the father's nowhere to be seen.
Of course, because dads in this society are shit on.
Correct,
and we can't do nothing right.
Hold on, but once Leo is born, Linda begins receiving child tax credits of $300 per month to help cover essential costs like groceries, rent, and medicine. As Leo grows up, the government helps cover the costs for his daycare, guaranteeing that Linda doesn't need to pay more than 7% of her income on child care. When Leo turns 3, he attends a high-quality pre-K program for free. Bullshit. The guarantee that we got with public schools was that they would be high-quality schools.
No such thing as high-quality public education?
None. It doesn't exist.
At least what they're talking about anyway.
Government-funded anything sucks dick.
Including NASA. For those out there listening.
Well, for one, the fact that private corporations are able to get to space cheaper and more effectively than, the government agency that's been doing it literally for years.
Like I got ridiculed
and years and years and years and years.
And they're like, oh, well, NASA could have done it without it crashing 3 times. SpaceX did what it took NASA years to do. SpaceX did that in like a year.
Yeah. So here's the deal. The private sector does everything better.
Of course.
Point blank period. There is no debate. The private sector does everything better.
You know why?
If the government touches it, it turns to shit.
But you know why the private sector does everything better? Because it's you do this or you're fired. See, government's like, well, if you don't do what we want, we'll just do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Well, matter of fact, we'll give you a couple of days off. Paid.
Anyway, So, let's continue in
Oh, Live of Linda. Right. Yes.
the life of Linda. When Leo leaves high school, he's able to enroll in a community college thanks to extended Pell Grants and investments in community colleges. Later in life, Linda needs home care and hearing care. Thanks to President Biden's plan, Linda can access affordable hearing care through Medicare, and Leo is able to afford home elder care for his mom. I'm sorry, what the fuck? What fucking planet do you people live on that you think living on the government teat is the way to do any of this? Do you know why college is so expensive? Because the federal government subsidizes the loans for it.
Pretty much.
The colleges and the banks know they're going to get their money, so the colleges charge whatever they want to.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm actually living a lot of this right now since I got laid off from my job, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start out with, let's go all the way back to, first of all, the $300 a month. They're like, they talk about, oh, it's $300 a month to cover what, medication, rent, and groceries. Dude, have you ever had a month where literally $300 covered all that stuff?
No.
Like $300 may cover groceries for a month for me.
Yeah. I mean, while we're
May cover groceries.
while we're on the subject of that,
And then I'm gonna keep going while you're looking for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of this stuff is already a thing. Why do we have to pass spending bills to continue this stuff? Is it because they're wanting to expand it? I guess because this stuff's already a thing.
they want cradle to grave government dependency
For everybody,
for everyone.
not just people that qualify for it.
Correct.
That's stupid.
Well, yeah. When's the last time the federal government had a good idea?
Yeah, because see, like why should
I'll
like,
take 2 weeks from never, Alex. Thank you.
and then guess what's going to happen? The rich are going to get richer. You know why? Because they don't have to pay for college no more. They don't have to do this, that, and the other. They don't have to pay for daycare. They don't have to pay for services that they were paying primo for. They don't have to pay for that junk no more.
Yeah.
So guess what? They get richer, just like these people hate. They get richer even more, which I don't care. Rich can get richer. I really don't care.
It's none of our
None of my business. But when you subsidize everything, guess what? The rich are going to go, okay, well, I'm going to take all that and put it in that money I'm saving, put it in my pocket, get myself richer, invest in other things.
Yeah. So what I was trying to find was that the CNBC budget breakdown of a 25-year-old who makes $100,000 a year. First off, show me a fucking 25-year-old that makes $100,000 a year, and I will literally eat the hat on my fucking head.
I can.
Okay. There are exceptions, obviously. Some kids have good ideas and they make a lot of money or whatever, you know.
Oilfield.
Yeah, that's hard work, okay?
Oh, you're talking about some dude that's just like, I sell chia pets for a living, and kind of like those. What are those? The people like the home buying shows. You're
Yeah.
talking about those types of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, I knew zero people
Yeah.
age 25 when I was 25 that made $100,000 a year. Zero. None. They don't exist.
You get close. You can get close.
You can get close, but so
I knew guys making
want to
80.
know, what I want to know is where they're finding $20 internet.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Where they're finding $40 cell phone coverage.
Yeah. Well,
what? No. We're talking mainstream. Most people would have this coverage.
Well-
Nobody pays $40 a month for cell phones unless you've got a prepaid phone. And somebody making $100,000 a year, they're not going to buy a prepaid phone.
I'm
They're
saying,
not
like,
going
we
to get
use-
like Patriot Mobile or whatever.
like we use Straight Talk.
Yeah, and that's
$50
fine.
a phone.
Yeah, that's fine. But still,
But yeah, somebody making $100K. Yeah, no.
if you're making $100K, you're going to have Verizon.
Right.
Most likely. Or you're going to have AT&T, or you're going to have one of the big names.
Right.
Right? So the typical monthly spending breakdown for a 25-year-old who makes $100,000 a year, their health insurance was $270. They spent $250 dining out. $195 on utilities, which is also bullshit.
Like, that's complete utilities?
Yeah, that's all utilities. Their transportation...
Maybe in the spring or fall, but not, like, summer and winter.
No. Transportation was $130. So you're telling me that they don't have a car payment? Or anything, really.
Or unless they live really close to work and they're... I mean...
Like riding a bike or something.
Yeah, that just don't seem realistic.
Their donations were $615.
What the hell?
In a month.
What the hell? Like you donating more money than you spending on your utilities? Stupid. Like what?
$400 in groceries. And $825 for rent. I'm sorry, but if I make $100,000 a year, I'm not fucking renting anywhere.
No, I'm gonna have a house.
Rent is a ripoff.
Yes.
So regardless, the article that I actually found was monthly spending breakdown of 25-year-old with 100K salary is pissing the internet off. And you're damn right. Yeah. It is pissing the internet off.
At 25 years old, the $850 rent, that was close.
As it turns out, the young go-getter has a whopping $43,000 to put away, with $20K of that being in liquid assets. Maybe those charitable donations are a bit stingy after all. Regardless, there's not the 25-year-old that makes $100,000 a year. That is a fallacy. Show me the budget of someone.
Well, and dude, we're also taking it from a perspective of people down south too. Like, I don't know, maybe this is somebody up north.
Nobody up north makes that much money. Not at 25.
I mean, unless they just had a really good schooling, I guess, maybe.
Hold on. Let's just find out what the average salary of a 25-year-old is. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the mean wage for 20 to 24-year-olds across all education levels in the second quarter of 2019 was $5.89 a week, or $30,628 a year. For 25 to 34-year-olds, it was $837 a week, or $43,524 a year.
Sounds about right.
So, even if, like pretty much all of that budget spectrum is wiped out.
The one thing these media sources like to use, they like to use the exception to the rule. They don't like to use the actual average.
So they like to use the go to college and get a good job, and this is how much you'll make right out of college, except for they forget to tell you about the part where you have to have 5 years of experience and, perfect credit and this, that, and the other to even be considered for the job.
So weird when they're like, "What's your credit score?" It's like, how does my credit score affect my ability to code or weld?
First off, it's none of your fucking business what my credit score is. Second off, I mean, the government is one thing, but as far as these normal jobs go, it's nobody's business.
Exactly.
Anyway, so the Build Back Better agenda is done. It's over. It's not getting passed. Nobody wants this fucking bill. Nobody wants anything that's tied into it. And that's what this whole spill has been about. Okay? The Life of Linda is trying to sell it. Your media overlords are trying to sell it. We're pretty much the only ones, conservatives and libertarians, that are like, no, this is stupid. Also, if it costs $0, why can't you pass it? That's right, because it doesn't cost $0.
Exactly.
It's not paid for. So, yeah. Anywho, I kind of felt like we'd have more people watching tonight.
But maybe they're just not here yet.
Well, maybe they're just taking their kids trunk or treating. Maybe they'll watch later. Who knows? Regardless, Probst is here.
Yep. We saw Probst.
So.
Oh, now the Probst gonna be right back.
What?
He's at BRB.
Oh. Well, I wasn't live apparently. So, regardless, this is it pisses me off. Okay, it just pisses me off, Joe.
About what?
The whole Build Back Better agenda, it all pisses me off.
Society in general just pisses me off.
Well,
right now.
I mean, yeah, there's that too, but it's just, I don't know, man.
Like I saw that video with that chick saying that she was like, all these different, things. And the guy was like, you know what? Maybe asteroid isn't so bad after all.
Yeah.
There's some times where I'm just like, you know what?
End it.
I wouldn't
please.
say asteroid because I want to stay alive.
Right.
But like on a level where it's like all the people that are more concerned about whether they have a penis or not are just like, you know what? Screw this.
Just, you know what?
I'm not promoting suicide.
You know what?
I'm just saying,
China, come on. Nuke us, baby.
China daddy.
Come on, Daddy Xi Jinping. I wants it. I wants the nuke. Anyway.
Fear McMoham. I don't know this person.
Do what?
Fear McMoham. Is that somebody you know?
I'm not sure because I've got it in a mini player at the moment.
So I'm just gonna call you.
Oh,
Mick.
that's Mick. That's the guy that I play video games with.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, Mick, I don't know you. Tell me how I know you.
Yeah, Fear Mick. That's
I'm just gonna call you Mick.
yeah, he's Mick. What's up, Mick? So anyway, I'm gonna say that it's safe to move on from Biden's Build Back Better agenda and move on to the roadside rally. Yeah. So we went to the Freedom Flu event that was put on. What was the place that put it on? America First?
No, it was. Dang it! It's in my badge over there.
Well, I'm not going to get your badge, so there's that.
Let's see. I gotta get it. We really need it.
We really needed Cody tonight.
Yeah, we really need.
That's what we really needed. You want me to go do it?
No, I got it.
Okay.
You just
Well,
keep jabbering.
for one, when I'm wearing my glasses, you can see that that's a ring light.
Yes. It looks purple in your glasses.
Well, yeah, because I've got the blue blocker film.
I want to do Google Photos so we can show some of the footage, like of the rally.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
But we can do the interviews with just the audio.
Yeah. Joe, you take so long.
I'm sorry.
Alright. Anyway, so have you got it ready to go?
I believe so.
What's? I can't see nothing over there.
Well, just,
There ain't nothing there. That's just a blank desktop, bruh.
okay, so let's see.
Psh, trick or treating. Who trick or treats?
That is the interview. All right.
So, let's get. I might want to start that over.
This
This is what we were doing.
This is when we first kind of got there. Oh, this is well, no, this is after more people had kind of started showing up. There's a good bit of people. You can't see the cops off screen. I was gonna show the cops, but I didn't want to.
You can kind of hear the. Yeah, there's a lot of honk signs, so we're getting plenty of honking, and it felt good to be involved in something like this.
There's Justin.
Or me.
This lady was kind of cool. I think she was ready to fight some kids. This lady's in the she's the one in charge. Huh?
Will you share your video with us?
Yeah, for sure.
So it actually spread all the way across the street
Yeah,
there.
you can see people all the way, and I've got another clip of that. Guys, we're out here in the rain. It's kind of cold. I forgot about this part. Right here in the rain, we're standing for freedom. If you can't stand in the rain for your freedom, then you might as well get the jab.
Huzzah!
All right, take us off there, so real quick. So
I did.
Okay, and then I got more footage. There it is.
This is from the other side of the street.
You can see it all the way down there, back in the back there. This is on the other side of the street, yeah. All the way down here. That dude right there on the corner gave us some cool stickers.
Some of these,
Yeah, the little Joe Biden I did that stickers.
the little I did that sticker that you can't see because of the light.
Well, you also got it still on this tiny screen.
Yeah, well, you know, the light just makes it super. Whatever. You get the idea. It's the I did that stickers that everybody's been putting on the gas pumps. Fantastic stickers.
And I've got the interviews on here too, if you want to try them. And
No. We'll just use the audio on the interviews.
Okay.
Because, you know, I already took us off. So, regardless, it was a good time. And
I think the guy is on the right there.
yeah, go to the. I want to do the nurses first.
Okay. So, you want to explain what's going on here?
So, well, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory.
Well, there's two nurses.
Yeah.
And
One of the
telling
nurses doesn't really talk a whole lot.
No, but they're kind of just telling us their story, where they worked. You know,
Just play the interview.
It's self-explanatory.
We went to the Freedom Rally at Furniture Factory. Yeah, we were there. That was
This is our first rally.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
This is first time, and I love it so far.
Yeah.
So you're a nurse,
Registered nurse for
So-
30 years.
and you,
Registered nurse for 11.
okay? So tell us what's going on
awfully
in the
quiet.
healthcare world as far as these vaccine
that's your
mandates
phone
go.
doing that.
Well, at our
It's going,
facility,
wow.
they were harassing with emails and saying we were going to have to get vaccinated again, had to get vaccinated, pushing it, harassing, coercing. Finally, they got to a point they said, okay, well, if you haven't got the vaccine, the unvaccinated are going to have to get a PCR swab every other week. So even though they know, and I pulled up the CDC website, it says even though you are vaccinated, you can spread the virus, carry the virus. They're choosing to harass only a certain group of people, which
Correct.
is us that made the decision we are not going to get vaccinated, and we will not let them put something up in our head.
That's really,
There's no
really
reason to.
quiet.
Not on mine, it's not. But I'll pause it real quick. I noticed.
Maybe
I
it's
think
probably
when you talk at the same time
Hold
as
on.
them.
It's probably because it's dual channel.
That too, and also I noticed. Oh, maybe that's.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Okay, let's try that.
But what bothers me
Yep.
is Crestwood Medical Center does not test any patients coming in. I'm caring for them. All my coworkers, you know, I don't know if they're vaccinated or unvaccinated, but they're only choosing to swab and harass the unvaccinated. Segregation. They're separating us. They're harassing us. They're coercing.
That's cool.
Well, they suspended us, took our pay, took our benefits. I've been there 15 years. They said goodbye.
And you were on the front lines to begin with.
Oh,
Right.
totally. Yeah.
For the last 18 months, we've been working in the hospital, and they haven't really done anything to protect us except give us the masks that don't work.
And Ashley has been working, picking up shifts. She's PRN, she's a mom, and she's been picking up shifts all through this time where they were desperate for nurses. Desperate. Begging her. I'll pay you time and a half. I'll pay you to come to work, She's picked up time, nights, days, and then all of a sudden, you're gone because you won't get vaccinated.
It feels like a stab in the back, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
For sure.
So, first you were heroes, now you're traitors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm a federal contract.
Okay.
So this has impacted me. Luckily, my religious exemption actually got honored.
Okay.
The company that I work
You're
for is
such a
doing a really good job of that. I don't know a single person that put in for one that got rejected. Did
It
you
was
guys
leading
even
up to a
have an
question.
option for a religious exemption?
No, well, they're not mandating a vaccine at this point.
Right.
They are just choosing to take the route of bullying and harassing those that haven't into getting it by threatening. And there was they gave us a number, I think it was about 50% of Crestwood employees that had not been vaccinated. So they said those people have to come every other week and get swabbed and tested. The other people are doing it. They're choosing, Ashley and I chose, like, no, you're not gonna bully me. And take that swab and put it in my head, and I don't know what that is. I'm not sick. Why are you sticking something in my body that is my choice? I don't want that.
Well, given that the vast majority of cases are asymptomatic anyway,
well, and another big
how are you going to justify doing any of this to anybody?
Absolutely.
Especially when, if you're vaccinated, you can still,
spread it, carry it. And I'm gonna tell you a statistic. I mean, on the day before they told us we had to leave, there was 8 people from the OR that called out sick. Every single one of them had the vaccine.
Yeah.
Why are you not swabbing these people? Yeah. Why are you only swabbing the unvaccinated? And we sent that question to our HR.
Why are we not testing the people come across the border?
I told them, they know the CDC has said if you're vaccinated, you still carry the virus. You can transmit it. Why are you not swabbing everyone? It's clear bullying and coercion. Clearly. Harassment. They're harassing us, and we will find a lawyer that will take that case because this is clearly illegal.
So, are you aware that Ron DeSantis is actually suing the federal government right now?
I did not know that.
He filed a lawsuit yesterday over the federal contractor vaccine mandate. So, we are making progress. Our voices are being heard.
Okay.
But at the current juncture, it doesn't really help us at all.
I understand.
So, we really appreciate you guys doing what you did throughout the pandemic. You guys are truly heroes.
Appreciate it. But can I say something with that, though? I do want to say that whole hero bullshit was a little bit propaganda.
It was.
I mean, the true pandemic didn't happen until after people started getting vaccinated. We were furloughed during that whole time when they said we were heroes. We had a balloon archway entrance, but we couldn't get out because there were no patients in the hospital. It all didn't add up. It was very suspicious.
None of it did.
And you can call me a conspiracy theorist or someone who thinks for themselves and a truth seeker. It was like, why are we called heroes right now? They won't even let me come to work because there's no patients.
At the end of the day, you guys are heroes for standing up for what's right.
Absolutely.
Right now.
That's what I want to take credit for. As a hero for speaking the truth, waking America up, the CDC, the FDA, the WHO, they don't care about us. This is a protocol that is put into place to not make us healthy. Trust me, it's population control.
We agree.
All right.
We agree completely.
She went on to scream freedom, but it was kind of just, yeah.
But it's funny that she mentioned, that
the hero was bullshit
and that there were no patients because we all suspected that. But
we all knew that. I have plenty of friends that are nurses.
But what's so weird though is all the nurses that are buying into the game, and they're like, "Oh yes, man, like it's terrible." And it's like, why are you lying?
Well, I think so. I think what happened was that there were areas where, it was bad.
Yeah. But no, I mean, nurses from around here that, like I know nurses that worked at Huntsville Hospital that they're like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
And it's like.
Is it though?
I mean, maybe certain, because I know that only certain floors allowed
COVID patients.
So maybe only certain nurses were getting them.
Maybe.
But like she said, it was all propaganda because if you were a nurse, you were a hero.
Well, yeah, but also you've got to look at it too. They canceled so many surgeries and elective things.
But somehow cancer became elective.
Still waiting on that mandate for free cancer treatments.
Yeah.
Because it would save lives.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
next up,
these two ladies were awesome.
Yeah, they were pretty cool.
We spoke to them. Joe spoke to them to ask if we could interview them, and
I'm more the social butterfly.
Yeah.
I could Well, see, Justin's single. See, I'm not. I think that's what something has to do with. Like, I'm married, so I really don't care what a woman thinks of me.
No, that's not it at all.
That's my.
Regardless.
That's my theory. I'm gonna be like Donald Trump. That's my theory.
Regardless, excuse me. I can talk to anyone, anytime. I just don't like to do it if I don't have to.
See, I don't care. I just go up and I'm like, hey, you want an interview?
Excuse me. And when I talk to people, it's tremendous. It's the best conversations.
You did have good conversations. It was good.
So, anyway, and then we have, I do believe his name is Adam.
And he is a
government contractor like I am. So we didn't disclose.
We're not gonna tell his last name or his job title.
Yeah,
or
nobody.
where he works.
Obviously.
Well, they told where they worked.
They told where they worked because they don't give a shit.
Yeah, because they're already laid off.
They're already done.
Yeah,
basically. But regardless,
this is Adam.
This is Adam.
And I'm subject to the mandate on the 22nd. I've got to do something. Not getting the vaccine ever.
Not getting the vaccine ever.
So I'm toying with the idea of applying for an exemption, or just doing nothing and see what happens. Not sure which way I'm going to go yet, and so there it is.
So there's a lot of companies out there though that are just outright rejecting exemptions. Yeah. And luckily, I work for a federal contractor as well, so I got lucky. Mine got approved. Is there a general consensus at your place of employment as to how these exemptions are going to go?
So it'll depend on the contracting officer and that's the person that holds the warrant for the contract on behalf of the government, on how they ferret that out and for them to sort out. The federal employees is up to the supervisor chain, but the contract is up to the ACC contracting officer. And I don't know what the deal is because it's ill planned.
Right.
It's a mess.
A lot of it has been.
Yeah, and I got a lot of friends that are like me, but they're working as contractors. So I'm talking to them about well, if I get canned, am I going to be able to get a job with you? And some of them own their own business as contractors, and there's up to others. They're like, probably not, because the mandate is going to be clamping down on other people. Even though it's illegal, they're still just doing it.
Right. So were you aware that Ron DeSantis actually filed a lawsuit against the Biden administration yesterday?
Following a couple other lawsuits, the Liberty Council, Matt Stavers.
Sure. So DeSantis is in particular geared towards federal contractors, though, so that benefits us. He's actually seeking an injunction. Do you think we're going to get it?
I don't know. I saw a judge, I think it was yesterday, ceased, I think it was federal civilian employees and federal contract, that no one could get fired or let go, released because of the mandate, not complying with it. So that was a stay, and that was in the District of Columbia. And that was a lawsuit against Joe.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay.
A lot of the end of it,
just jammer.
Just the audio gets so jacked because of the cars and all that stuff behind us.
Yeah, Mick. We just I did. Oh, Probst missed the rally. We just talked about the rally, man.
Yeah. He can go back and watch it, man.
Yeah, we just played the interviews, man.
Yep, we just played the interviews from the rally. There's only 2 of them. You can go back and watch them.
Yeah, it's about about 8 minutes.
So the first interview was 4 minutes, and then the second one's 2 minutes. So,
okay.
It's just one of those things where, especially in Adam's case, I feel exactly what he's going through already.
Right.
I'm living that at the moment. As far as the healthcare stuff goes, I don't really know what's going on in that. As far as, what Misty had said about mandates, the OSHA mandate's going to apply to healthcare facilities. Unfortunately, there's no OSHA rule that's been written. I would like to cover the fact that the DeSantis lawsuit closely follows the lawsuit in D.C. that basically put a stay on any termination or enforcement of these mandates. Super proud that DeSantis and Florida are going this route. I really hope that Ivy and all the other governors follow suit.
Ivy is. She signed it today, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
She's joining the federal lawsuit.
Good. So I mean, we're making ground.
Yes.
You can't ask for much more. But on that note, you've got to wonder, is it going to work?
I don't know.
Because we've all seen it already.
Yeah, 11 hours ago, Governor Ivey joins lawsuit against federal vaccine mandates.
Fantastic. So I feel like there's a stay coming. They're going to say, you can't do this. You have no authority to do this.
They've got till November what? What
December 8th is the cutoff.
Okay.
You have to be
8th,
fully
okay.
vaccinated by December 8th.
That's 0 hour.
Well, so the last day to get a shot to be considered fully vaccinated is like November 24th.
But 0 hour is like
December 8th. That's the day that people will be let go, terminated, whatever.
It's
so
going to be an interesting day.
We'll see. The problem, the whole problem with all of this is that these contracts that are already awarded are being rewritten and adjusted to say, unless your workforce is fully vaccinated, you can't have this contract. So, and even DeSantis, to that effect, says, you know, these businesses won these contracts outright. I'm actually going to pull up the DeSantis. I'm going to send this over to the Discord, Joe.
Okay.
Because this is important.
Oh, heck.
You know.
I got to pull up Discord. I forgot we restarted the computer.
Yeah, you got it. It'll be all right.
We were having some difficulties.
Yeah, we did have a little bit of trouble.
Thing is, it was not the audio. Okay, so went to my parents earlier, and I had everything set up before we left, and everything was working. We get home. What was it? Everything was working, but YouTube was pitching a fit. Right?
Correct.
And then we had to restart it. Then the audio started pitching a fit.
What are you doing? You need to go over to the Embers of Liberty. Up.
I know. I was looking at something.
Damn, yeah, right there.
That one?
That be it. Stupid ads.
I'm going to tell my kids when I get older, I'm so old that I remember when YouTube didn't have ads. Because I do.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Unmute us. There we go.
Ready?
Yep.
Noon, another legal fight between President Biden and Governor DeSantis. The governor announcing the state has filed a lawsuit to fight the president's vaccine mandate for federal workers. It requires any business with more than 100 workers to force their employees to get the vaccine or do weekly testing.
We are going to seek a preliminary injunction so that this mandate isn't allowed to be imposed at the expense of the jobs of Floridians. And we've got a very big footprint in Florida of companies that do contracting work for the federal government. We've got a lot of them over on the Space Coast of Florida. Of course, we have defense contractors. We have a bunch. And there's a lot of folks that'll be in the crosshairs on this.
So under the president's mandate, federal employees face a deadline of November 22nd, and contractors have until December 8th to get their shots.
So federal employees have until November 22nd. Is that what he said?
We start in Washington, D.C., where it's becoming increasingly...
Yeah, I think so. So...
Breaking right now at noon, another... Federal employees face a deadline of November 22nd, and contractors have until December 8th to get their...
Okay.
But that's also not true, because federal contractors have until the 22nd or 24th to get the shot. You have to be fully vaccinated by December 8th, which means you have to have been 2 weeks out from the last shot of whatever vaccine you decide to take.
I bet they'll let it slide.
No, they won't.
You don't think
they
so?
will not?
I don't know.
Because they won't. I'm telling you, I've seen the guidance on it. They cannot have anyone who is not considered fully vaccinated on December 8th working in their facilities without a prior religious or medical accommodation. It's all bullshit. It's all to control us. That's all it is.
It's going to be an interesting winter, for sure.
interesting winter. It's been an interesting fucking 2 years.
But I'm saying, like, I'm just saying, like, the popcorn is just starting to pop.
Yeah. So, anyway, it's coming to a head, man. It's
about piggy time.
It's about piggy time. Speaking of which,
shameless plug.
We have a new hoodie and t-shirt in the merch store. You can find the link in our description. It's time to get the pig hoodie and t-shirt.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Oink, oink.
So, and eventually,
you know, that's what we need. We do. You know what we need? We need one that says oink oink bitch.
Oink oink Brandon.
Yeah. There you go. Oink oink Brandon.
With just a big cartoon pig snout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Chef's kiss. Anyway, so
big Embers of Liberty logo on the back.
No, that's what's on the back.
Okay, yeah.
Oink oink Brandon, and Embers of Liberty logo on the front.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're doing things.
Hell yeah.
So, anyway, also, damn it, I had something and I completely spaced on it again. This is like the fourth time that I've thought about it and forgot what I was talking about. Or was going to talk about, rather. But we can go ahead and move on from this. We all know that these are unconstitutional. We all know that there's a high likelihood that there's going to be a federal injunction that says, hey, you can't enforce this. And I really hope there is. I really hope that the courts of the United States of America actually come through for the people.
I hope so.
So.
Because if not, there's going to be a lot of people out of a job.
Yep.
Which means there's going to be a lot of people hurting to get food and groceries and pay their bills.
It's all part of the Great Reset. You'll own nothing, and you'll be happy.
Yep. That is the plan. And
you can own this dick, Fed boy.
And on top of that, China just tested, we forgot to talk about it last week, China just tested a hypersonic missile.
No, we talked about it.
The hypersonic missile?
Yeah, we talked about that.
But then, if they attack us and they'll wait till we're starving because everybody is out of a job, and then they'll attack us, and there you go. There's the plan.
So, in other news, did you know that if you were separated at the border under the Trump administration, you could be entitled to $450,000 per person?
That's more money than some of us make in half a lifetime.
Do you understand that to make $450,000, I have to work for 9 years?
So less than half a lifetime, but
9 years it would take me to make $450,000.
Mm-hmm.
9.
Yep. Oh, that's per person too, by the way.
Yeah. So
if you have like a family of 4, you're getting like almost $2 million freaking dollars. $2 million.
So instead of taking care of the citizens of the United States, they're going to bankrupt the citizens of the United States and hand money to illegal immigrants, people who willingly broke our laws.
Yep. You want to talk about time to get the pig?
Oink oink, Brandon.
Oink oink, Brandon.
I don't understand how this is acceptable.
It's not. It is not acceptable. It should not be acceptable to anybody.
Do you understand that that is a number that is larger than many of the 9/11 victim families got? You're going to pay an illegal immigrant, someone who broke our laws, more than you gave a family of someone who lost someone in the attacks on 9/11. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing?
Yep. Yep.
This is super important stuff, though. Definitely gotta give people who broke our laws and shouldn't be here in the first place billions of dollars. Because that's what it's going to amount to. So far, there's like 945 claims.
Jeez.
945 claims. And you gotta remember that these 945 claims are at minimum 2 people per claim.
We'll just say, let's just assume for a second they're 1. How many claims you say?
No, it can't be 1 because they have to have been separated at the border.
Okay, so at least 2.
So it has to be a minimum of 2.
Okay, so how many claims?
950-ish, we'll say.
Then we're going to times that by 2.
Yep.
At least 2.
Mm-hmm.
Becomes
Times
19.
450,000.
Yep, times 450,000. Equals $855 million.
Mm-hmm. Almost $1 billion in benefits for a 2-person payment.
Yep.
I'm sorry, what the fuck?
Oh, and Mick, think about this. A lot of times, the money the soldiers get or the help soldiers' families get are from charities, not from the government. I mean, yeah, the government probably gives them some money too, but they probably get more help from, like veterans charities and stuff than they do the government.
Shit pisses me off. So bad. So bad.
That's what I'm saying. Just like, I'm just going to call him Ivan because he's from the he's from the, what was he called? What was he from?
Are you talking about the guy that was...
The Russian guy.
Oh, yeah, he was from the Ukraine.
Ukraine. Yeah, I'm just going to call him Ivan because he didn't tell us his name.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
Because Ivan's like, Russian name. But that's just like he was saying, like when the bullets going to start flying, man.
Yeah, I mean, he point blank asked us.
He was from the UK. Not the UK.
Ukraine.
And he was like, this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like
he literally...
dude was from the Ukraine.
He was like, I am now American citizen. This is bullshit.
Yeah. like what the hell?
Like, he was a super cool dude. I enjoyed talking to him.
I kind of wanted to give him my number because I was like, dude, we need to eat lunch and hang out.
Yeah.
Like, I want a Russian friend. That'd be cool.
Regardless, it's when does it stop?
We're going to have to stop it. That's the only way. Like, I'm trying to avoid the idea of, hey, let's just freaking go, guys. Let's go. Get your guns. Let's go. Because first of all, how do we freaking do that? Like, what do we do? Because if you can't get enough people, then you just turn out to be extremists or terrorists on the news that end up just getting shot at by the feds anyway. 2, how do you get enough people? How do you get other people to get in on it? Because I don't know if you could kind of tell. We had we did like a litmus test yesterday where we kind of mentioned, like, because Ivan brought it up, so like we saw some other people and we're like, like a dude just brought it up, like, when did the bullets start flying? And they were like, we don't want to do that. Like, what do you mean bullets flying? And I'm like, what the hell do you mean not? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think a lot of these people, even on the right, it's still just a game to them. They're just playing the game. And then when a conservative becomes elected, then they just shut up and they disappear into the woodwork. Yeah, just like Democrats do. Like, we haven't heard nothing from Democrats saying this man is amazing. I mean, we have heard that, but like from most general people, we have not heard anything. They just shut up and they just disappear into the woodwork because they got their guy.
Yeah. So
that's what happens on the right too.
So speaking of getting the pig and when the bullets are going to start flying, go ahead and pull that up because this is important.
Okay. Like, we're gonna get flagged. I don't give a shit, but
we're not gonna get. I mean, the thing is like, at this point, who fucking cares?
Swap me, do it. See what happens.
Swap me, fat boy. All right, go ahead and play this.
What
so this is.
I like that alphabet soup.
It's a congressional hearing, and Representative Roy gets asked by Representative Nadler what he uses semi-automatic weapons for. So go ahead and play this.
Hold on. I know we don't usually go to the comments, but a good point was brought up.
What was I haven't looked.
So Prope says we need a viral call to arms. I don't disagree.
I don't disagree, but that's not what we're here for.
I know.
So that's not going to be us. Because
I mean, it's not going to be us as a show anyway. All I'm saying is I know people. I'm involved with people. We do things in the woods. Or we used to do things in the woods. We probably need to start doing things in the woods again.
I mean, I know a couple of oath keepers.
Well, all I'm saying is we all might need to get a lunch date together.
Regardless.
In the woods.
Let's...
All right, this is the thing. Oh, it's muted.
Unmute it.
Raised my, as a gentle lady on the other side of the aisle knows, I too live in Texas. Raised my son, daughter to respect firearms. We shoot them frequently on our property. We shoot semi-automatic weapons on my property. I teach my children how to use them safely. I teach them what they're used for, why we have the ability to have firearms. And yes, we use it for hunting.
Damn it, Mick.
My son shot his first deer.
Would the gentleman yield for a question?
Briefly.
Yeah, very question. What do you use semi-automatic weapons for?
I use semi-automatic weapons to kill hogs. I use semi-automatic weapons for sport and shooting on our property. But I also have semi-automatic weapons, and I'm getting to the point.
Thank you.
Because a semi-automatic weapon is a weapon that you can use for self-defense. It is a semi-automatic weapon that you can use to defend yourself against home invaders, but also, let's be clear, against tyranny. The gentlelady is talking about the Second Amendment in the context of hunting, as if my rights are reduced in the Constitution to a 410 or a single shot or lever action 22, as if that was what was expressly put forth as how we're supposed to be defending ourselves.
Yield again?
And let me go ahead and finish my time, sir, unless we want to add more time.
Very, very quickly, question.
I need more time. Will the gentleman give me another 30 seconds?
Yes.
I'll yield.
You said that you could use a semi-automatic weapon to fight tyranny.
Sure.
You mean you'd use it against American troops?
Hell yeah.
Say against me. Take my time. The very existence of the Second Amendment is designed purposefully to empower the people to be able to resist the force of tyranny used against them to step over their natural rights given to them by God. That is why the Second Amendment exists. That is very specifically why the Second Amendment exists. And let's be very clear about that. Let's rewind the clock a little bit, as I know at least several justices have written in Supreme Court opinions, but about what life looked like in the 19th century and what the government was doing to remove the ability of either slave owners or, importantly, freed blacks, or importantly, whites who even stood up in defense of blacks or against slavery, and the efforts by the South and the efforts by the strong arm of government to remove their ability to have firearms. That is an absolute, undeniable, documented, historic fact in our country. As written by Robert Verbruggen in the National Review, and I'm happy to submit this to the record without objection, he writes, "The heart of the problem is that in an effort to stave off rebellion and maintain the racial caste structure that had developed under slavery, state and local governments refused to respect freedmen's constitutional rights. Crucial to the South's efforts were gun control laws that applied to blacks and blacks alone. This does not show that," and it goes on further, I'm going to take too longer, where it goes into the South's campaign against black gun ownership, not surprisingly, began long before the Civil War. 2 slave rebellions in the 1820s stoked whites' fears, and in response, many legislatures amended their laws prohibiting slaves from carrying firearms to apply the prohibition to free blacks as well. When the government, and he writes further, and I agree with this, when the government has the ability to forbid gun ownership, it has the ability to render groups it dislikes helpless to defend themselves, regardless of whether modern gun control accomplishes its purpose of reducing crime. And for the record, there is no evidence it does. And I agree with that as well. This is so inherent to the very conversation we're having. My colleagues on the other side of the aisle just blithely dismiss due process. A former judge even saying, arguments about due process. You have the opportunity to be heard. after. You have the opportunity to be heard after your rights have been taken away. That's the key issue here. We are absolutely destroying the bedrock principle that your rights are given to you by God and that you can't just have to go to the government to ask permission to exercise those rights. And when
Would the gentleman yield for a question? Could I ask Mr. Roy a question? Would you yield for a second?
I need to finish up my time. I already have a few seconds left over from the chairman. I'm happy to engage with you in colloquies later. And I would point out that my colleague from Maryland, again, just sort of rolled over the fact that it was very expressed in the Supreme Court's ruling that the Second Amendment protects an individual right to possess a firearm unconnected with service in a militia. My colleagues like to continually try to connect that to militia service, but we all know that what a militia looked like in 1775 and 1776. I appreciate that the chairman gave me a little extra time in light of our exchange and questioning. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back for
Like I said, that was important.
That was good.
Because they have seemingly forgotten what guns are for.
And the talk is happening in
Capitol Hill.
Yes.
It's being discussed.
That if you don't stop, we are going to shoot you.
We will and can
shoot you.
Take back our country.
And shoot you.
Yes.
With our guns that we have a right to
that
have.
Are semi-automatic.
Yes. That are scary and black.
Black, scary guns.
The black, scary guns.
The biggest, blackest, scary guns.
If I paint mine pink, is it less scary? I don't want to.
I mean, I would be less scared of it. Because I will be able to see you coming.
Exactly.
From a very long way away.
Propes, a lot of these people
that's the comment that I was addressed in.
Oh yeah, like a lot of these people though, they don't even know how like life exists outside of their little circles. Now, there's probably a lot of people that would come to my home. Dude, no. Okay. This is an example. This is an example of how much people are sheep now, even just your basic individual. So last summer, when things were early last spring, when things were starting to go down, with COVID, things were looking bad. As far as we know, the world was starting to end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shit was getting bad. We were like, this is it. We got to get ready. So my wife and I, we already had chickens. Well, I got an incubator, and I started hatching out eggs. Matter of fact, we were like in quarantine, and there were some people saying, like, we weren't in quarantine, but like, they were saying like, you can't leave your home except to work.
Yeah.
They were saying that stuff. Well, we went and bought some fertile chicken eggs and incubated them just so we could add chickens. We were trying to move forward, and we were canning vegetables, as you can see over here. We were freezing corn. I mean,
they can't see that, actually.
No, so that you can see over here.
Well, yeah.
But, we were doing all this stuff, right? That's beside the point. The point I'm trying to get to here is we had friends that looked at us and said, why are you doing that? They literally saw the world collapsing around them and still asked us why we were doing that.
I don't know. Maybe it's because Pete Buttigieg can't be held accountable for the supply chain crisis that we're having at the moment. Maybe it's because we're afraid that we're not going to be able to get the shit that we need.
Maybe we're afraid we're going to wake up one day and everybody's going to be losing their shit and shooting each other.
Yeah.
To steal stuff from each other, and we don't want to have to go out and into that.
Yeah.
To get food for our family.
There's a reason that my rifle and all my loaded magazines are very easily accessible.
Exactly.
At the bottom of the lake.
Scuba gear.
Scuba gear.
That you also lost at the bottom of the lake because you have to have a license for that.
Fuck. I mean, I still can't remember what I was going to talk about earlier, because there's something that I keep remembering, and it's like brief flashes of it, and then it's like, poop, we're talking about other stuff, and I can't remember what it was. But regardless, this flag is here for a reason.
Mm-hmm. So is that one. And this one. I mean, they're all here for a reason.
Moan Labe, bitches. Come and take them.
Yep. And you know, this is just a subject that just lives rent-free in my head continuously.
I mean, I think it lives rent-free in all of our heads.
I mean,
anyone who's watching this, for the most part, is going to sit here and say, God, these guys are right.
Like, I want to know, like, anybody out there, like, all y'all got to say yes or no. You ain't got to give me no details. Do you ever just sit on your front porch or out back or wherever, and you just stare into the darkness and just think, when's the day coming? Is the day near? Is the day tomorrow? Is it today? Is it next week? Do you ever just stare off and think, man, like, I know it's coming. The day's coming.
Yeah.
Like, you can feel it in your bones. You know that you're not going to live to see 70 still just sitting comfortably in your home. I do not feel that.
I don't feel it either.
Lately, I guess after having kids, I feel it a little more. But I just don't. If I live to die of old age, I feel like I'll be surprised.
Oh, I fully anticipate that I'm going to be brutally dying.
And to me, I feel like I've not done my job as a man or a father or a husband. Yeah, if I've lived in this day and age, if I've lived to be an old man and die of old age, because that means we've allowed too much to happen.
Yep. Agreed.
Let's see. What if you were part of a community of
Damn
people
it, Probst.
that were like-minded in the prepping area, so that way you could share resources amongst yourselves? And Probst, okay,
Listen,
so
I'm going to start a tally.
Oh, of Ascendia
Ascendia
tally.
mentions.
Okay. Okay, so I used to be in a militia. I'm not going to mention who was in it, what kind of people were in it. I'm going to say is there were people in it, and some of these people really knew what they were doing because they were trained to. And I was in a militia. Now that militia has disbanded, we have not met in years. But there are some of us that were in it that are talking again. And not much has been done yet, but the talk is there.
Yeah.
And stuff is being bought. There's equipment being bought. It's slow. It's very slow, but it's happening. The mentality's coming back up. We're getting back into that mentality of, hey, this is the meeting spot, blah, blah. It's slow because I feel like not everybody may be into it as much as they should be.
Or as they were.
Yeah.
Way back when.
Yeah. And you got to be careful now. You got to be more careful now because, we're older now. Like back then, we were only like 23, 24. Like we could have easily got better jobs. We didn't care. Now it's like you don't want to screw. Like me, I'm not worried because I'm on my own. But, some of these guys may have really good jobs that they don't want to endanger just because of an activity they're doing that they're not even doing anything wrong, but they may get let go because of what they're doing.
Right.
Oh, no, I don't want to be anywhere near where there's going to be like a hurricane. Not like if I'm moving anywhere, it's the mountains. I want to be in the mountains. I want to be able to see people coming like from a tower, from a road. Like a
great eye.
And you have to think.
Lidless.
And you have to think like
in flame.
I'm fat. And even when I've lost weight, like I do not do heat well. Like, and then you got all that gear you got to wear. Like, no, man, I cannot. No, like right now, I'm living as south as I'm going to ever live if I can help it. Like, if I'm moving anywhere, it's going to be more north. Like, I'm not living any further south than I am now. And I'm talking about, like, I'm not living, like, we live in South Arab, or I live in South Arab. I'm not moving to Strawberry Bridge, which is just like 5 miles down the road south. Like, I'm not moving any further south than I have to. Like,
yeah.
I'm going further up north.
I want more temperate rather than less. So, I think we've pretty much covered the topics for the week. I mean, I'm sure there's more, but it's been a busy and exciting week. So it's just one of those, like, there's stuff that gets lost, right?
Yeah.
I did want to talk about the puppy torture.
Oh, you mean how good old Mister gonna lie to us?
You got the Rona?
Excuse me. I still have that lingering cough. It's ridiculous. Did we ever mention that they did actually finally admit to funding gain of function research? I don't think we talked about that.
No, we didn't.
Yeah,
they blatantly said that Fauci got it wrong. We did fund gain of function research.
Said what is it? The constituent that they gave money to lied to them and said they were not doing gain of function research, and they actually were. Just like ding ding, Rand Paul said.
I don't know if you know this or not, but Rand Paul is a doctor.
Yeah,
he's
an eye doctor, but he's still a doctor.
Yeah, you still have to go to medical school for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, idiots. Not only that, but it took. Okay, you can mess with people. You can mess with cats. Under no fucking circumstance should you ever fuck with somebody's dogs.
Have you seen that Netflix movie?
Don't fuck with cats?
Yeah. I haven't seen
I'd give a shit less about cats. You can fuck with cats. I don't care. Dogs? Don't fuck with dogs. The fact that it took dogs being tortured and eaten alive by hungry sandflies for these people to be pissed off at Anthony Fauci is fucking disgusting.
Well, that's the ultimate proof of the collapse of our society, because so many people care more about dogs than their own children.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just like with all the GameStop stuff that happened. You know, there was a comment thread on Twitter that was like, "You can piss off Twitter. They may be an angry mob, but they're a mostly harmless angry mob. Under no circumstance should you ever piss off Reddit. You should never piss off dog people, because we will fuck you up. You remember Michael Vick?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dog fighting.
He got jacked up.
Ruined his career.
Yep. It's funny. You just mentioned